Alrighty, I'm gonna take a hike out into the woods today to cook this beautiful ribeye steak. I've been dry aging it in the refrigerator for a couple days. See there's still a lot of snow on the ground. I was gonna take the motorcycle to a spot and then hike in from there, but it's just too bad. My driveway has like 2 inches of ice on it right now, and I think it'd be tougher for me to get out of the driveway than actually get to the spot where I want to hike. So I'm going to drive my truck to a spot and then hike to this beautiful waterfall that I know and cook this steak, and hopefully everyone enjoys it. This is like a cool barn that they restored. This whole area back here goes back to Revolutionary War times. I know they do a lot of reenactments here, a lot of Revolutionary War reenactments. I love this barn. I've done a couple photo shoots in here. Maybe I'll throw a couple pictures in when I'm editing later. But this town is just so rich with history. Shit, I'd love to cook that steak in this fireplace right here. That would be pretty cool. But I'm kind of on the main path, and I like to be as far away from people as possible. Still very cool. A lot of ruins back here. I believe this used to be a general store at one point, way back when. But this whole area was known for their iron. This whole area was known for their iron back in the 1700s and up until I think right around the beginning of World War II. Most of the iron for the Civil War came out of this area. Oh, there's a lot of ruins back here from those industrial times. You know, when I started this channel, I don't even know if I have any subscribers or anything. This is just an artistic, some way for me to do some sort of artistic expression. But I really wanted it to be more like paranormal and spooky stuff, with occasionally me out in the woods cooking or my bullshit adventures on my motorcycle. But that's what it turned into. This is one of these places, man, that I just get such a spooky, bad vibe from. Like, wow, I could just feel it crossing through this threshold. Like, bad shit happened here. Like, really bad things happened here, and the person who did it enjoyed it. And the funny thing is, I was discussing that with a friend of mine some years ago, and they said the same thing before I said it. I thought that was pretty interesting. Here's some more ruins over here. These were iron furnaces that were built in 1862, and the reason that these were created was because the Civil War broke out, and they created all what was called the gunmetal for the Union soldiers. And that was all done here, I think. Now, when I take the tours of the Ringwood Manor, one tour guide years ago spoke about that Ringwood Manor has the largest collection of Civil War guns in the world. But I've since learned that that's not necessarily true. But it sounds cool anyway. It's kind of cool to know that a lot of the iron for those guns in the Civil War for the Union side was produced here in Ringwood, New Jersey. Now, this is what was called the Wanacue River, and we're going to approach a water wheel that helped that furnace work. Really wish I brought my crampons with me today, because there's a lot of ice. I don't fall and bust my ass on this. And just look at how beautiful this is. This water comes from Greenwood Lake and goes into the Monksville Reservoir, or as I like to call it, the Skunksville Reservoir, because although I see a lot of fish there, I see a lot of people catching fish there, but I usually get skunked. And it's not like I'm a bad fisherman. I do pretty well other places, just not in my backyard, which really sucks. They're trying to preserve these water wheels. Now this one obviously caught fire. I don't know if it was, when it caught fire, but I can only assume it was vandalism. Here's the better of the two. Man, can you just imagine this thing turning? That little cam gear there. Sometimes you can find stuff back here, and you're not technically supposed to be looking for it. But I found some square head nails from the 1800s. Makes me excited. I bring it home. My wife's like, what the hell are you going to do with that? I understand she's right, but there's a part of me that just is excited that I found something that's been sitting there for, 200 years. I'm going to work my way up to the waterfall right now, and depending on what it looks like on this side of the river as opposed to that side of the river, it's really a stream, but we'll scout out a good place to cook this steak. Stay tuned. Well, I made it to the waterfall. Try and get over there, get a little better look at it. Pretty frozen over. This looks like a nice spot to cook the steak. Might just put my pack down here and see if we can get a better look at that waterfall. All right, I'm at the other side of a little bit closer to the falls now. See if I can get a better look at it. It's all frozen over. It's actually a beautiful spot. I think they've had problems with this over the years. That's right down there is what they call a mine hole. And I've been living here 30 years, 20, 25, something, 26 years. And there's been a whole bunch of people that died in there. Usually kids. I believe a couple times people have gone in there and they have not found the body. So I'm not exactly sure where that, if it's just so deep and then bottoms out or empties out somewhere, but I know there's a couple instances where they haven't found the body, so they really discourage people from coming here and swimming and stuff. But you know, it doesn't stop the teenagers. I'm usually bringing a couple bags of garbage out of here when I'm here in the summertime, because kids will come here and they, you know, they make a damn mess, so I just kind of clean it up. So not sure, I might cook the steak over here. I might just make something up right here. All right, I'm gonna go get my pack and come back, and I think we're gonna cook right here. All right, I'm at my spot, and I just need to get some wood together so I can get a nice fire going to cook this kick-ass steak. All right, I have this little handheld saw that does a great job. Starting to get a little warm. I'm gonna take my jacket off so I'm not sweating. Hopefully I don't still look like I weigh 900 pounds like I do in that puffy jacket. Tricks at work. Break my chops about that jacket. I work with a lot of younger guys and they're like, oh yeah, I guess puffy jackets are still in. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I got it at the North Face Outlet Center. I'm just worried about it keeping me warm. I'm not in a fashion show. I'm gonna break these down into small pieces because you see when that stove is opened up, it's a really small firebox. And you just gotta keep feeding that thing, stay on top of it. Hoping this is enough wood. We'll see. One of the great things about New Jersey too. People ask you where you live. They're like, oh, New Jersey. And you get all the stupid turnpike jokes and, you know, smells, what exit you're from. But I work right on the Hudson River in Jersey City. It takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to commute in. But I get to come home to this. Rather not have to go to Jersey City. But you Gotta go where the money is, I suppose. Yeah, it's important not to sweat too bad out here, because I just hiked in to this spot. You know, it wasn't a terrible hike, but you sweat a little bit. And then when you stop, the sweat really cools you off. I've got this sweatshirt, and it's I bought this sweatshirt to do winter rides on my motorcycle. It's heated, has a battery pack in there, and it gets you crazy warm. But I don't have it powered up now, I'm just wearing it as a regular sweatshirt. But it's nice to know if I do get really cold, I can just turn it on. And it has 3 heat settings, so you can adjust it to, you know, where you need it to be. All right, this looks like, whoa, this looks like I almost fell in the fucking river. All right, we're gonna get that stove set up in a minute and cook us some steak. Put my jacket back on because it's cooled down a bit. I cooled down a bit, I'm sure the temperature stayed the same. So this is a cool little stove. It's like 20 bucks on Amazon. 25 bucks? I don't know, I probably told my wife it was 20, but it was really 25. So a few weeks ago, I guess a month ago or so, I got COVID and I was in bed for like 2 weeks. It sucked. So I discovered this guy on YouTube called Mega Woods Walker, and he was great. You know, he just did cool camping videos and little survival stuff like this, but he's not arrogant. Like some of these guys on YouTube, I watch a lot of them. They're never wrong. They're always making you feel like, you know, you're less than they are. But this guy was great, man. He's almost like the Bob Ross of survival and camping. So I was watching his videos, and he had this cool stove. But I noticed that he stopped posting. So I did a little research, and I saw that he died last year. And it really bummed me out, because he had some great content, and he just seemed like a really, really nice guy. But I don't know, kind of bought this because he recommended it. So we're gonna give it a shot. Folds together nice. It's, you know, compact. See how small this firebox is, and I made this shit way too big, but we'll get it going. This goes on top. You see, I've used it once before. This little catch tray goes on the bottom there, I think. Or not. Up to this thing. Oh, in front. There we go. Or on the side. Goes on the side. All right. This. I've got my fire kit right here. Turn it this way for the camera. Got a little tinder bundle in here that I had to do some pruning at my house, and there was little dried branches and shit in there, so. Trusty big lighter. Looking for a little cotton ball or something. I know I have something in here. See, I make little carry-alls with all the bullshit. I have some lint. That'll work. Some lint. And a little piece of those, like, fire starting logs. And I'm only going to try this a little bit, because quite honestly, we'll hit the lighter right here, doing a fire starting demonstration, but I do like to get it going if I can.
baby. And looks like we're going. Alright, the only thing I should have taken into consideration is when this gets hot, the snow it's sitting on is going to melt. So I'm going to try and get this secured to the ground before it gets too hot and I can't handle it. Fuck. And it's too hot, I can't handle it. I'm going to spin this around because the wind is coming from here and it's a little too rough. I don't want that much wind on it. There we go. All right, we got a good fire going here. I'm going to let that go and build up a nice set of coals to cook the steak on. I think we're going to get a cup of tea first going. I'm going to go over to my water source. Hopefully I don't fall in. If I do, hopefully somebody finds the footage. Now I did pack stuff in my cup here and some of my cooking oil did leak. So I got to get that out first. Now man, walking up to this makes me a little nervous because you know that this is just a shelf of ice right here. And although it's, you know, just an inch or two deep, this does flow down through the river there to about a 10-foot drop on the waterfall, and then there's just a hole in the ice. So if you go over that waterfall, if you don't get up and get out, you ain't getting out. So let's just get some water here. Throwing a little snow in there to kind of sop up the oil. I don't know if that's working or not. There we go. So yeah, most of it out of there. Ugh. Just gonna get that heated up there. See what I mean? How quick this fire goes, man. You really got to stay on top of this. And I brought this little table with me. One of these YouTube knuckleheads told me about that. And another thing I bought while I was home on COVID. Home with COVID from Amazon. Had like an Amazon box coming every day. But this thing too is like 20 bucks. Packs down to nothing, weighs next to nothing. And it's nice to have a, you know, a surface, a clean, dry, flat surface to put your stuff on while you're trying to work. So normally when I cook, I love to use cast iron, but this just packed up a lot easier and it's a hell of a lot lighter. So this is my first time cooking a steak out here with this, not using cast iron, but we'll see how it goes. I got gonna prepare the steak and vegetables while I'm waiting for my tea. tweaked. That son of a bitch. 2 bags. Mushrooms in there. And I got a couple sweet peppers I'm going to throw in there. One more for good luck. Alright. A little bit of oil. My tea is over there cooling down a little bit. So basically we got a good fire going, got this heating up, and then we want to throw the steak on there. Here we go, kids. Ah, yeah, listen to that sizzle. Oh, baby. Take a look at that. Whew. I'm gonna go about a minute or two on each side. Then we're gonna flip it over. I mean, just look at the color from the dry aging. Doesn't that look just beautiful? Oh, good Lord, this is gonna taste so good. Get this oil out of the way. Now, of course, I like to consider myself a good steward of the outdoors. So we clean up all this after we leave, and before we leave, you know. Don't let anyone know you were here. All right, I'm gonna try and give this steak a flip now. Oh, baby. Just look at that. Just look at that. Oh, I need my spoon. So I do have some butter and some garlic cloves. Here's my garlic. And some chives. I'm just gonna just smash the garlic. Do one more. You never have enough garlic. Garlic, shallots, and this is my very own homemade infused butter. It's got roasted garlic in here and rosemary. I'm going to throw this right on top of it too. Oh my God, I wish this camera had smell. Holy shit. Oh, it's so good. So I brought my spoon. Let's get that butter going. You just want to keep this mixture. Get it off the heat a little bit because I don't want this to be overcooked. There we go. Just gonna let this butter reduce down. Oh, good God, this is amazing. Now, just gonna keep it on the heat a little longer till the butter melts. Then we're gonna put it to the side, and we'll get the vegetables going because the meat needs to rest for a little bit. Oh, this pan seems to be doing okay. This was like a $5 Walmart, you know, mess kit, I guess they call it from the Boy Scout days. Just keep pouring it over on top of this. Let it sit in there. Got a little bit more of that butter to melt. Flip this steak one more time. Oh, good Lord! This is. Oh my God! Oh my God! Look at this! Holy jeez! Jeez Louise! Get that in there. Take this off. I'm gonna put the vegetables on. I'm just gonna keep pouring this butter. Top. Oh man. Woo. All right, we're gonna let that sit for a little bit. While we tend to the vegetables, some tea. A little something in there. Oh, it's still really hot. Oh, good God, this is just heaven right here. Well, for the 3 people that are going to see this, if you want to like and subscribe to my stupid page, I'd appreciate it. Like I said, I really wanted to do more paranormal stuff and ghost stuff and creepy stuff, but it's really, everyone's slowly watching my arteries get tighter and tighter. But for the paranormal part, this place is, you know, they say it's haunted. If you look at Weird New Jersey, there's been some ghost sightings here. This is, wouldn't be uncommon to see something. There's a pretty famous story about someone seeing a Revolutionary War person. But at first they thought because of the reenactments it was someone dressed up. But I'm not sure how they came to the conclusion that it was not, but that's the story anyway. Man down. There we go. I cannot stress enough how delicious this looks and smells. Good Lord. Wow. Yeah, I really want to give another shout out to that YouTuber that passed away called the Mega Woods Walker. And check out his page. Really, I swear to God, he's like the Bob Ross of camping, survival stuff. Not pretentious at all. Doesn't pretend to know everything. You learn some stuff along the way. Really a decent human being. I'm sad to find out that he's no longer with us. All right, it's time to try this. So there's another YouTube guy that I follow. His channel's called Camping with Steve. Just a great guy, another great guy, man. He just, you know, he's not so much into survival, but he does cool things like he builds his own raft and then goes down the river for a couple days camping, or he'll camp like in an abandoned warehouse, you know, that kind of stuff. But one of my favorite parts of his videos is what he calls step 2, and that's enjoying a nice adult beverage after your responsibilities are done. So I'm gonna pop this open, try and do it one-handed. And here's my step 2. Oh my God, it's so good. Such a beautiful spot here. All right, I'm all packed up. I policed the area. I'm not leaving any trash behind. Just gonna enjoy this and hike out of here. Thanks for watching.